Welcome to Doug in Exile. I'm Doug TenNapel, your host. I have to thank all of you first. You guys have donated to my PayPal and given me thousands of dollars, which means you're paying for this content for the month. And then it goes out to other channels. You're paying for the content I put up on here on YouTube, on Rumble, on Locals, on X, and on Spotify. So thank you to my donors. There's a couple hundred of you. And I also wanted to let the rest of you guys, if you still want to donate, there's a link in the description to PayPal because this channel is demonetized. The other thing that I didn't tell you guys is down below that, some of you have been buying my books, which is even a funner way to pay me. It costs a little more money for a book, but this is my work. And then it's not a donation. Then you're paying me for a book that I get to send you. Link in the description. You'll be able to pick from all my books. I'm very proud of my work, but that's just, they're not going to be for some of you. Some of you would just rather give a donation. Again, thank you for keeping the lights on here. And we're going to make it. We're going to get through it. So this is about the brainwashing of Kamala in the media. Now here's Vladimir Lenin, king communist. Under socialism, all will govern in turn and will soon become accustomed to no one governing. No one is governing us. Here's Gavin Newsom making jokes about how they installed Kamala Harris, the no one.
How are you feeling about the switch?
I mean, the switch. Now, we went through a very open process, a very inclusive process. It was bottom up. I don't know if you know that. Yes, that's what I've been told to say.
Yes.
He's laughing, making fun of the Democrat Party, saying it was bottom up. It was very inclusive. In other words, it was not bottom up. It was top down. In other words, it was not inclusive. It was elites deciding it. He thinks it's funny.
Oh, a 30-minute convention.
Yeah.
You know, between a tweet and another tweet.
It's amazing how it happened.
Yeah, it's been amazing. But what is amazing is how unified everybody is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's next level.
Yeah, it was just 30 minutes at the convention between one tweet and the next, from Kamala not being the candidate to plugging in all her numbers and her being the candidate. Back smoky room deals. Here's JD Vance actually going out and conducting an interview on NBC that Kamala will not do.
Whatever the number is, that number for the record, they say it's closer to 8 to 10 million.
But I think there are reasons to think that DHS is underestimating. Whatever the real number is, it's way too high, right? It's millions upon millions of illegal immigrants that have come in just since Kamala Harris became the border czar.
This is NBC News arguing with JD Vance going, hey, don't exaggerate and say there's like 14 to 16 million illegals coming over the border. It's only 6 to 8 to 10 million, 8 to 10 million. That does not help. They're admitting that 8 to 10 million illegals came over the border, and they're trying to go after JD Vance, saying, how dare you misimply that it could be double that number.
A few years ago.
She was put in charge of the root causes of migration.
Well, the root causes of migration, I would say, Kristen, is that Kamala Harris refuses to do her job as border czar.
Here's more of the brainwashing on media, getting caught going, Kamala Harris is the czar. Kamala Harris is not the border czar.
Quote unquote border czar.
Vice President Kamala Harris to be the border czar.
Vice President Harris was not a border czar.
Meantime, Vice President and border czar Kamala Harris.
She was never appointed border czar.
Region since she was appointed as the border czar by President Biden.
The Biden team didn't declare her the border czar.
You know, she was the border czar.
She wasn't the border czar.
Kamala Harris, who was appointed as the border czar.
Now, she wasn't the border czar. That's what Republicans labeled her.
Kamala Harris, especially in her role as border czar.
So they're lying to you. They think you're dumb. And if you vote for Kamala Harris, you are dumb. You're literally someone who is either easily fooled or you're lying to yourself. They started using on Kamala Harris's campaign commercials images of Trump's wall as if that was part of her wall strategy.
There are at least 3 points in that ad that show the border wall, Donald Trump's border wall. Is it now the position of the Democrats that they favored the border wall?
Democrats are so dumb, and I'm not being hyperbolic about that, literally dumb, that if you look at that border wall and Kamala Harris tells you that it's her border wall and not the one built by Trump, you'll believe it and vote for her. Now, here's a Democrat who's smart, probably because she's not an elitist from LA, but she's the Democrat Party. They're getting disillusioned with this whole fake Kamala Harris thing.
I just got back from the DNC where I signed up to volunteer. I've worked in progressive politics for a long time. I have worked for many different Democratic candidates, Senate candidates, House candidates. When I first got into politics, I thought that Democrats were the party of the people. And at the DNC this week, I felt like I was in a building with the most elite and out-of-touch people in the entire world.
I like how she just now found out that the Democrats are elite. She should have listened to my channel. I'd have told her 4 years ago. You've been suckered, but they are waking up now to the truth about Kamala.
When I was there, I didn't feel any connection to real America or the place that I come from, which is the Midwest, Kansas City, Kansas, and Missouri.
Democrats think Kansas people are dirty, stinky, deplorable people. How did you ever feel welcome working in this party? It's not new. This has been happening since the 60s. They become a party of elites.
I didn't feel any connection to the people that I know right now who are struggling to buy their groceries or to pay their rent. The people who want to know what both candidates are going to do to materially affect change in their lives.
She's really more of a centrist. She wants to know what both parties are going to do about the economy, which is a bread and butter issue. Remember, all the Democrat Party has to say to her is get an abortion, 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 abortion.
And when I was there listening to the speeches, I felt myself feeling mad because I didn't hear anything about the economy. Definitely not in Kamala's speech and not very much in the others as well.
They don't have to tell you anything about the economy because abortion, 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 abortion.
When and how did we just become the party of academia and affluence? Because that's what we are right now.
I'm glad your eyes are starting to open up. Let's keep going.
I don't know who I'm going to be supporting, but I know it's not her. And for once, I'm not afraid to say it.
I like how that implies that she was once afraid to say that she wasn't for her. This is psycho mental abuse that they do, where you, as a woman, she feels really afraid to tell people that she doesn't want to support Kamala Harris. Welcome to the Republican Party. Come on over, lady. If you people vote for Harris, you deserve what's coming.
So I don't know about you. I'm ready to turn the page on these guys. We're not going back.
America's ready for a new chapter.
That the Democrat Party is trying to make people feel like Kamala had nothing to do with the last 4 years. They're going, right, the Barack Obama. We're going to write the new chapter. What he's really saying is, I think Democrats are stupid.
America's ready for a better story.
A new chapter? I mean, she's the incumbent vice president.
Speaking of the dumb leading the blind, here's Cory Booker correcting Jake Tapper.
How can Democrats talk about a new chapter turning the page? You guys are the ones writing the book.
Well, you know that that's not true, Jake, because you know politics like I do.
Oh, that's not true, Jake Tapper. Get in line before we throw you in prison. Here's Tom Cotton.
And President Trump is going to draw a sharp contrast with Kamala Harris, who has supported things like decriminalizing illegal immigration or giving taxpayer-funded health insurance to illegal aliens or taking away health insurance on the job for 170 million Americans, banning gas cars, confiscating firearms.
What do you mean taking away health insurance? What are you talking about?
I like how Tom Cotton gives this giant laundry list of communist things that Kamala's going to do. And then the news spokeshole just goes, wait, where did she say she was going to take away private health insurance?
She said when she ran for president that she wants to eliminate private health insurance on the job, 170 million Americans, John.
Yeah, I mean that is not her position now. She knows.
How do you know that's not her position? How do you know that's not her position?
I mean, she says she no longer supports Medicare for all.
She has not said that.
And that's the news, ABC News, doing the massive cover-up like they always do for Kamala Harris. They fill in the gaps for her radicalness.
She is not taking the positions of the far left of her party. She's clearly making an effort to move to the middle.
Clearly a move to the middle. Here's her ban on assault weapons, which here's her tweet, Vice President Kamala Harris. In orange, Congress must renew the assault weapons ban. Now, here's Thomas Massey, our Republican man, making a great counter argument. This is all she can say out loud for now. What you need to understand is her handlers who pulled the coup on Biden want to ban civilian ownership of all guns. Disarming the general public is necessary for their goal of suppressing all other individual liberties. Specifically, they can't come after your free speech until they can take away your guns. This is the most radical leftist regime. I'm warning you guys now. Send this video to all your friends, your grandkids, and your relatives. We have to warn them about Kamala Harris, because if we vote her in office, guys, that is a judgment on this country. We deserve their harsh rule. I'm Doug in exile.